Special thanks to Toys and Things in Danvers, Massachusetts, Reaper Miniatures, Off the Wall Games in Hadley, Massachusetts, Games and Friends in Springfield, Massachusetts, as well as AAA Games Arena in Wilbraham, Massachusetts. If you enjoy the show, help the podcast grow. Give us a follow on Twitter at LordsBroken, join the community Discord, and maybe consider offering a small tribute to the old ones on our Ko-Fi. All these links and more can be found in our link tree at linktr.ee/The Broken Lords. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome once again to another episode of The Broken Lords, and we are playing Conan today. When we last left our heroes, they had just defeated a rampaging giant crocodile, and planned on taking some downtime to perhaps increase their chances of survival by crafting some things.
We're all about that life over here.
Croc burgers.
Oh yeah, we can actually get some food out of this bad boy.
Yeah, that's quite true.
Gumbo!
Yeah.
Everybody crafts a dagger out of some teeth. Ricardo crafts a new sword, and instead of jamming rocks into it, he jams some teeth in because they appear particularly vicious. And Ricardo also crafts himself a new suit of armor, including an intimidating helm made out of bone.
The gator skin drip is real for Ricardo Vega.
Rip.
The heavy plating from the back of the croc will serve him well for armor. Did I miss anybody? Is that all the crafting? Obviously, you guys get more food. There is a source of water nearby. You spend about a week.
Some armor hand-me-down occurs.
Yes, the line of armor gets shuffled around.
And I believe Cull has lovingly turned his rock into a rock with a handle.
Right. Putting a handle onto the rock so it's like an axe now.
Axe-like rock.
Now, if I remember, the journal mentions, there's a swamp we have to pass before we get to the herb garden or something like that.
Yeah.
This is not a swamp, right? This is just like a lake or kind of similar situation.
You are still in the jungle, so
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can hongle the jungle.
Yes, you have to pass out of the jungle and into the swamp, and then beyond the swamp.
And from my understanding, we're basically at the end of the peninsula, was it? Or the raised
Plateau.
The plateau,
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Yep.
We're on the other side, but there's still more jungle that we can see in the front going forward.
Absolutely, although from where you're standing, you can see it looks like the trees thin out not too far away. I know Ricardo likes to climb trees and scout the area, so...
We will be more exposed in that open area.
Are we spending more time in this particular spot for, taking time to craft things and...
Probably a couple days, maybe?
Yeah.
Within the week that we spent here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's about a week that you're crafting and carving up croc and stuff.
Waiting for stuff to dry out, etc.
Yeah.
If that is the case, what is it like around here at night now?
The first few nights especially, it's still very quiet. Towards the tail end of the first week, of the 1 week, noises are going to start happening a little bit more and more. You guys are seeing more signs of animals around.
People are realizing the witch is dead, etc.
Yeah, and effectively it's starting to feel like it's time to move on.
Okay, great. Well, not for the croc, but for us.
Right. Nowhere else to go but north, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess we could check unless we want to check the other side of the plateau, which, I mean, no. I don't want to do that.
Weren't we hugging the side of the plateau and, working around, basically?
Well, you were working your way northward along the edge of the plateau, but you are now about to run out of plateau.
Yes, so we shall continue northward, I guess. I mean, that's kind of... We need to get out of this bad boy, and north is the way to go, right?
Out of one bad boy and into another.
East and west will lead us into the canyon walls, so I believe I will do the thing where I lead the group in the direction that we have all specified we want to go.
Navigate?
Yeah.
Cool.
I navigate.
All right, so Octomer is going to lure these guys to the front.
I
Right?
see they're not taking me seriously.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Maybe that's
No.
because you don't wear pants, dog. All
Nope.
right, so
Why would you need 'em?
It's an intimidation tactic, all right?
Is it? Ricardo does not believe this.
You need to show the animals that you're the dominant one.
Ricardo usually does that with blunt force trauma, but I guess to each his own.
Well, there's a reason why you live in fortresses, not the woods.
speaking of the woods, how about you give us a survival check?
Just 2 days. Yeah, I don't need to juice this.
Oh, that is the most famous last words I've ever heard. Let's go.
I can reduce it by another 1, and we're not living off the land. So I'm going to reduce it as much as I can down to simple.
Okay, it goes down to simple. You can roll or not roll. It is up to you.
Rolling will give us momentum.
Rolled.
Ooh.
That's technically 4 successes because both those crit.
Oh god, both of them did
Wow.
crit. Yeah, that is 4 successes. All right. So, would you like to use any of those 4 successes on the obtain information spend, or do you
Yeah,
just
sure.
want to? Okay.
I'll bank 2 and I'll spend 2, I suppose.
I will adjust.
Thank you, sir.
What are your questions? Render them unto me.
So you said it looks like we're running out of jungle?
You're running out of plateau,
Oh, okay.
and the trees are thinning up ahead.
Okay. Is there any significant change in signs of predators?
Where you are right now, not really, because you're still in the giant croc's turf.
Okay.
But to sort of answer that question, when you've gone down to the lake to get water the past couple of days,
Mhm.
there is a lot more activity, and you're seeing signs of a lot of small to medium-sized crocodiles, and you're finding more snakes and things.
Okay, but it doesn't
it-
look like we've crossed into a different predators, or we're crossing into a different predators hunting grounds as we're
No.
moving.
No.
Okay. And I guess while I've got the info spend, does it look like there's any signs of useful herbs or other reagents as we're passing through?
If you confer with Phaedra and Cull, you're definitely able to spot some things. I would say each of them can have... You got 4 successes. Each of them can have 2 ingredients.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's what I do, maybe. I don't know.
Have some more confidence in yourself, October.
I'm plenty confident in myself. Unfortunately, it's my party I worry about sometimes.
Aww.
Damn. Octomer's a dick.
Ricardo looks upset. Yeah.
We'll see who has his back next time there's danger. Alright, anyways.
I'm trying to rationalize what he just said with the imagery of him getting rolled underneath the giant croc.
And
with
we
his
all
knife
had to
lodged in
fucking
its
leverage
back.
that bad boy up so we can get out. Yeah.
And then, yes,
He's just dragging
we're-
himself out.
We're, as a team, rolling the croc over so that he can get out.
Man.
And he's
Should've
worried
left me with
about
the croc,
us.
homie.
But-
Do you want my internal
but-
logic?
But
I can live in the woods for a long time without any of you guys until a predator ends my life. I don't believe any of you have quite the ability to live in the woods for any amount of time, predators or none.
all right.
I haven't been.
Thanks for that honesty, I guess.
That's, yeah.
But Ricardo has been slumming it. In brackets, Ricardo has been living in substandard houses, but has never not had a roof over his head or a bed to sleep on in the past 7 years.
That's sort of, yeah.
Phaedra and Cull would be fine, though. Ricardo is the one who would be fucked.
Mr. Vega's not really all that happy right now. Let's just
In
say.
my mind, I saw it as brackets slumming it.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Brackets.
We can't get into that logic right here. Alright, so...
Let's keep on marching.
Yeah, you guys travel for a few hours. The terrain is once again impeding you. As I had said, you'd seen up ahead that it looked like the trees cleared away, but they're not, like, actively thinning out as you progress, which seems strange.
So we've gone from sort of like a dense jungle to more like a humid woodland.
It's still dense jungle.
Interesting, okay.
Since you could see a large gap in the trees, you would expect things to thin out, but they don't.
Uh-oh.
Are we at the gap then?
And then, very suddenly, you come to a large open area where there's not a lot of trees. It is an abrupt line that you cross, and it stretches a couple miles across, and it goes for miles as far as you can see in either direction. That is the first unusual thing that you notice. What makes it ominous is all of the signs of destruction here.
Kind of destruction?
The trees that are still standing are few and far between, and the majority of space is just trees that are knocked down, shattered. There are stumps protruding from the ground. There are large boulders that appear to have been tossed about and overturned. And sort of everywhere, there's just signs of... It looks like an angry giant has just been rampaging through this place.
Does the weather look particularly bad up top around here? Is it a clear day?
It is a clear day, yes.
Hmm.
It rained a bit last night, so there are some muddy pools here and there.
Just so I can reiterate and make it get in my head. So up north, like to the north, there are trees maybe a couple miles ahead, like 3 or 4,
Yes.
however many. But to the west and the east, it is clear as far as I can see.
It is all like this.
Or I'm sorry, yes. As in not dense jungle for as far as I can see, just like destruction, refuse everywhere.
There's like a tree here and there. Once in a while there'll be a small stand of trees, but a lot of it is just smashed and ruined.
Think the snake and the tiger ran into each other again?
That wouldn't explain...
Snake and the tiger fought next to our entrance point, and that did not hold this level of devastation.
So, something bigger.
Unfortunately.
Could I maybe do, would it be an observation, or like to see if I can see like any sort of giant animal trackings, or if maybe this was more like weather related?
Yeah. Let me consider that for a moment.
Observation would be probably the...
Yeah,
Or insight?
observation. Insight is a social skill.
Okay.
It would be observation or it would be survival.
They're both the same for me, but one has a better crit range, so...
Yeah, and probably going to get different information depending on which one you pick, so...
Okay. I'll hit up survival. We'll give it a shot.
Okay.
The momentum eventually goes away in the next scene, right?
Yeah, you lose one from scene to scene.
I hate to be this guy, but I will use it.
The momentum is there to get used.
I gave it to the party so the party could use it. The rudest thing you could do would let it die.
Oh, wow. 0 successes, doesn't even matter.
Nice.
0 successes. Yeah, you don't really know.
It's just wanton destruction as far as I can see, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. Ricardo might think that there could be some merit following the tree line to see if there's a break, but I doubt it.
To cross the path of destruction, right?
I think that their only way out is forward, tragically.
If possible, I'd like to look at the destruction as much as I can while we make our way through. I assume we're gonna have to navigate around piles of rubble and puddles of filth and whatever.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
As I'm looking at this, am I able to see... Sorry, I'm thinking of a way to describe this. Am I able to see, how the trees were broken? For example, did a large object hit them? Were they pulled? Were they smashed? Did a giant wheel run them over? Were they scratched? Were they bitten? Was there fire? I want to get an idea of, or at least try to discern, what kind of actions, physical actions, inflicted this damage on this space. I hope I described that in a way that makes sense.
Okay.
I would love to apply my survival, because it's a lot better than my observation.
What's the skill you use for your herbalism again? Is that... Oh, it's healing, right?
Yeah.
You actually use survival to identify the plants and stuff, so that's what you would use if you're going to examine the trees to see what happened to them.
Yeah.
Since you are somewhat of an expert in plants.
I also feel like because I grind up herbs, I might have some insight on what smashed things look like. Maybe that's a weird stretch, but anyway, if I may.
Throw them bows. Them bones.
We're out of momentum, right?
No, we have one. I only used one.
Okay. Can I use the other one for a third die?
My answer to you is the same as your answer to me.
All right.
It has been marked. Damn! Fucking botchamania!
Well, you know what? That just tells me it's not just you, okay? This is not typical. This is weird.
I know survival is technically my better skill, but We've had 2 survival checks already. I think I'm just going to give an observation roll a shot.
Okay.
I'm also curious to know, like, what exactly has caused this destruction. I'm mostly just giving, like, the area a once-over, obvious signs. Does it look like these rocks were here naturally and they're just the only things that survived whatever this destruction was? Or did they look like they had
Like, are there like fucking crater marks where they have
craters around
impacted or
them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just...
Okay.
Is the terrain uneven?
Nice.
Wow, we fucking cannot.
Yep.
I'm convinced it's magic now. I don't like it.
Yo, and a complication. Damn, we're fucking getting bodied.
And now Cole's starting to want to take a look around.
I'll take the complication, thank you.
You want an observation complication?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if I don't know what kind of complication to present you with, I have to take the doom.
God
So,
fucking damn it. This
like, you're
motherfucker.
literally what do you want, eye strain? No, I'm not going to track that shit. There's doom, alright?
Bullshit. Absolute horse shit.
Alright, drop the pepperonis in the pot, homie.
May I suggest bird droppings in the eye?
Bird droppings in the fucking...
I'm a hostage. Please be aware, if you're listening to this, that I am a hostage. They are holding me against my doom wishes.
Drop the pepperonis on the
You're
pie,
being
homie.
held by pepperonis at gunpoint.
I didn't want any of this.
You're a prisoner of the hard salami gang.
Pizza the Hut's got me in his grasp. I need out.
Cole, we need more
All right.
people on the failed train,
All right.
Cole. Let's go for it.
Cole,
Yes.
your barbaric instincts are just creeping in, and
Oh,
the
no.
hair on the back of your neck is rising. Your stomach twists as you're looking around, and you start to get a feeling the problem here is one of scale, why your teammates are not able to figure out what's going on. You scrabble your way up the biggest boulder you can find. There's a big crater nearby where it used to lay, and you can see a dirt line halfway up the boulder. This thing is like on the surface of the ground. It's an old, beat-up boulder. There's these large cracks you can use for handholds to climb your way up. Like any good Sumerian, you can climb almost any surface. You get to the top and you look down, and Cole, from everyone on the ground looking up at Cole, he goes pale as you've ever seen him.